Hello, everyone. Grandpa the Nerd here, and today I want to talk to you guys about commercials. Now, hear me out. People hate them. People hate them, except for Super Bowl. But from the way things are going, a lot of people are actually starting to hate Super Bowl commercials. They're not like they used to be. I don't know. I don't watch Super Bowl commercials anymore. Um, but commercials, people hate them. They don't like ads. I'd rather pay for no ads. I know a lot of people like Tubi. Um, but Tubi is weird because Tubi, if you're watching something that's not very popular, there's not a lot of ads in it. If you're watching something that's really popular, there's a lot of ads in it. But Tubi seems to be pretty good at not doubling up and repeat. Back in Tubi's early days, you'd see the same damn commercial. You'd watch a movie and then out of the four ads, three of them would be the same. You'd be like, oh my God. But they've gotten better. When it comes to like Pluto TV is okay in small doses. But if you tune in to the Rifleman channel Wednesday at 7 p.m., every Wednesday at 7 p.m., it's the same episodes. They don't have a lot of variety. Like you can't watch the entire series of something, I don't think, on Pluto. I think it's just a set amount of shows and they just keep rotating them. I could be wrong, but that's the way it felt before. I used to do my live show on Wednesday and I would put on Rifleman while I would get it ready, and it'd be right in the same area, the same episodes every Wednesday. So, I mean, it could have changed, but that's the way it was, a year ago. But a lot of people are like, I'd rather pay for no ads. And that's weird. Being a Gen Xer, we love commercials. At least I do, and a lot of the ones that I knew did. We love commercials so much. Did you know back in the 80s they used to release DVDs, VHS sets of commercials? They would do television episodes on just commercials that would talk about the old commercials. And I used to love watching those. I used to love watching videos of, old commercials. I love old commercials. I still catch myself now watching old television shows. People record stuff back in the day on VHS, and now they're uploading them onto Facebook or onto YouTube. I don't know if they're getting copyright striked or in trouble for it. I don't know how copyright law covers commercials, but they're upping old programming with commercials included. And I've been spending a lot of time, ever since I got my diagnosis, I'm happier living in the past. So I watch a lot of old stuff. And like I watch Friday night videos and it brings back memories, Friday night videos from 1982 and 1984 and this week in 1986, and they have the old ads in there, and I love all the old ads. There's also a channel here that I like to use the ads for my radio show. You guys should check him out, Bionic Disco. He posts old ads from the 70s and 80s, and I love it. There's just something about an old school commercial that makes me feel so happy inside. I don't know. It's weird. I'm a weird guy. I know it. You know it. My wife definitely does. But I'm just a huge fan of commercials. And believe it or not, we used to have shows like that. If you go and Google, we used to buy CDs, cassette tapes with jingles, the commercial jingles and ads, and, TV themes and stuff like that. So us Gen Xers are weird. We are weird. We like to come on here and talk about how we're this and we're that, and we don't give a shit about this, and we don't care about that, and we're hard, and we drink from water hose, and it's all true. But we are also some weird cats, man. I don't know about the rest of them, but I know, and I don't know about the late. I've noticed generational. A lot of the Gen Xers are in a 3-stage. You've got the 60s Gen Xers, you've got the 70s Gen Xers, and then you got the end of the 70s Gen Xers. And it seems like the ones at the end or more, I don't mean this in a bad way, but they're the ones who ended up being, the participation people. And then you got the ones in the middle who are the ones, I don't give a fuck, this, that, and the other. And then you got the ones at the beginning, the Gen Xers at the beginning, that are more boomer leaned. Now, I know some of you are probably like, this fucking guy don't know what he's talking about. But this is just the way I see things. I'm not trying to force this on people. But it seems like a lot of the Gen Xers from my time, the early 70s, we're weird. We are absolutely weird. And you don't have to admit it, that's fine. But we're weird. We like commercials. We like weird things. Our music tastes are everywhere. My wife, she was born in the late 70s. She can't stand 80s music. She likes like Genesis, all that. She hates the hair metal. She hates the 80s pop. She just loves the 90s music. But she was born in the late 70s. But I don't come across many people like me born in, 70, 71, 2, 3, around there. We're weird. We are very weird. We're nerds, but you can't tell. I mean, you can if you come into our house, but if you saw us on the street, you wouldn't think it. I'm a huge freaking nerd. I got pops galore. I got pops everywhere. I got toys in the next room. I got, PlayStation headphones and PlayStation games and freaking BMX XXX and 3-box sets down here of Slayers the anime. It's like I got a Spider-Man picture over here that you can't see from the comic book. I'm a huge nerd. Huge. But you can't tell from looking at me. You get out of the car and no one's going to be like, look at that nerd. Well, I mean, they might. But, I don't look nerdish, but I'm a huge nerd. And, I played D&D. I love D&D. D&D was awesome. But I'm getting off the subject. I think my generation, at least in my window of years, I mean, maybe all of the Gen Xers are like this. I don't know. You'd have to let me know. But I just think that we really like commercials. I just go to Bionic Disco. Just go over onto Bionic Disco. Just go up to your little search box, put in Bionic Disco, and find his channel. And tell me if you don't get a little smile on your face watching some of those commercials. They're not all winners. But see if it doesn't put a smile on your face. If you're my age. If you're older than me, or if you're younger than me, and I say older. If you're younger than me, if you're a Gen Z or a millennial, still go check it out. See what all the hype was about for us. But yeah, we love commercials. We plop plop fizz fit. We could sing you everything. My baloney has a first name. Some of us can probably still even sing the Big Mac song. To all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, sesame seed bun. It kept going on and on, but I think there was more to it. But we, we could sing you a jingle. We could sing you a jingle. Who remembers the gorillas beating up the luggage? Was it Samsonite? That proved that their luggage was so sturdy, they gave them to gorillas and they threw them around the cage, and then they had those commercials. Hertz with old OJ running through the airport, hurdling over everything. It's just commercials are memorable. If someone asks me, there are some new age ones. Everybody knows J.G. Wentworth. But then you go back into the 80s, you had the Empire Carpet Man. So, I mean, there are certain commercials that still exist that are catchy, but we had more of them in the 80s. And I don't know. I just feel we liked commercials. And it's weird watching people nowadays can't stand ads. I can't stand them. I love Amazon screwed me over, and I'm paying the extra money to get no ads because, remember, Prime was free. I brought this up on my audio show. Prime was free. Or not, Prime wasn't free. It was ad free. We pay for Prime, but it was ad free. But then they got greedy, and I do believe it's greed. Yeah, I understand there's costs, there's this, there's that, there's things. We all want to jump down the throat of rich people for greed, and I don't really jump to that direction unless I think it's greed. And when it comes to this, I believe it's just Amazon being greedy. All to pad their stocks, I believe. And make the shareholders happy. And I'll prove it to you right now in this little example. Amazon Prime, we're not going to talk about the cost of Prime. We're just going to talk about Prime. You used to get videos ad-free. And then they're like, well, we're not going to do ad-free. We're going to charge you $2.99 a month if you want ad-free. Well, I didn't at first. Trust me, I didn't. But then I started watching TV shows and I'm like, I can't do this. I was watching Dragnet. It's a 22-minute episode, 24-minute episode. There was probably like every 10 minutes, there was like 10 ads. And they were long, like 3-minute blocks of ad. Like, this is too many ads. I can't do this. So they put me in a position where I couldn't handle it. So I paid the $3 a month extra to get no ads. Now they've removed 4K from Prime. If you want 4K, you got to go to the ad free, which now is $4.99 a month or $40 a year. I think that's greed because they took something away. They wanted to raise the price of the no ads, but what can we do to make them want to do it? Oh, we'll put 4K in there, but we're going to take it away from what you already had. To me, that's just plain greed. I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm not going to jump down. Look, I know businesses need money to run, but I think this is a greed move, a total greed move. But I can't stand ads now. And I know a lot of people can't stand ads now. And I don't know if it's because the ads are crappy or it's just too many of them. But it's weird. It's just weird how we've gone in a short span of time, too. So I'm talking 80s, 70s, and 80s. I know that was a long time ago on a calendar, but it's not that long in the grand scheme of humanity. That's a short time. In such a short time. Hell, smartphones just came out in 2000s. And look how fast they moved. But commercials were once loved by people, and now they're hated. It's just weird to me. But anyway, you know what I'm going to call this? I'm going to call this a GenX moment. That's what I'm going to call this. I'm going to do these more often. Just a little quick video about observations from a GenX point of view. Somebody probably already does it. Full disclosure, if I stole your idea, I'll change the name and I'll apologize to you. But I don't know many Gen Xers that I know a lot of them. Gen X grown up, and I know a lot of us do videos, but I don't think I've seen a Gen X moment. So I'm gonna call it Gen X moment. But if I ripped it off from somebody, I apologize, and I'll come up with something different. Maybe I'll even look it up before I post it and change it and call it something else. But I'm gonna do this on a regular basis, bring up stuff and comparisons. I have a show called Yelling at Clouds. This is going to be my small little Yelling at Clouds kind of thing where, I just talk about the differences I see. And like I said, right now, this is the first one popped into my head because I love watching commercials, but yet not new ones. But yet nobody loves watching commercials. It's just weird. But I'm going to be the first to admit, I think Gen Xers are fucking weird. I mean, I think every generation has their weirdness to them, but I guess because I belong to this one, I just feel we're very weird. But I could be wrong. And I don't want to speak for every Gen Xer. It's just my observation. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching if you stuck around for the 14 minutes I rambled. But if you love commercials, put it down there in the comments. Tell me what some of your favorites were. Did you like when the Schlitz malt liquor bull would come in and come through the wall, or who misses Kool-Aid Man and all that? So, let me know in the comments if you hate commercials, love commercials, if you were one of those kids back in the day who used to love watching the specials on ABC and whatnot and primetime specials that they would show old commercials and all that stuff. If you're one of those Gen Xers who love that stuff, let me know. And if you think I'm full of shit, you can tell me that too. I don't mind ridicule and being picked on and made fun of, because if you're going to put yourself out there, you got to expect it to come. And a lot of people get upset and want to defend people for getting made fun of. And, sometimes I think people getting made fun of is kind of, don't be so hard on them. But you put yourself out there, it's going to happen. And somebody wants to rag on me and call me all the names in the world, fine, so be it. I don't care. I'm not going to comment, but I'll let you have your piece because I put myself out there. I can't expect you to let me have my piece and you not have yours. So whatever you guys say down below, say it. But did you like commercials? Do you think, do you hate commercials? Let me know. And until next time, I'm Grandpa the Nerd. Bye. I'll see you later.